handling objections is actually incredibly simple and easy to do. The biggest mistake that people make, though, is they don't properly isolate what's the real objection. Somebody says, hey, I got to think about it. I've got to talk to my partner. That's a lot of money. All these million objections that we get, oftentimes they're not the actual real objection. So what does the amateur closer do? The amateur closer goes, oh, money? Well, let me use my money script. It's partner. Let me use my partner script. I got to think about it. Let me use my think about it script. Like whatever the script is, they don't work unless you're handling the real objection. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through what's called the closing stack. It's going to allow you to unearth what the real objection is, or isolate the real objection so you can handle the real objection. Because once you can get to what the real thing is that's holding the person back, it's actually not that hard to handle the objection and get the deal across the line. Just a quick reminder, this video is just one video of an entire course that we're giving out for free. Literally the entire course that our clients used to pay us well over $10,000 to have access to, we're giving you for free. Scripts, templates, everything. And we use these processes to close over 40% month over month over month on 1 and 2 call closes from cold outreach traffic, meaning these people don't know, like, or trust us yet. And in 1 or 2 calls, we're converting at $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 type programs. So let's jump into how to isolate the real objection. What is happening? Hey, Tim here. I'm going to walk you through this first step in isolating the real objection, and that is actually the closing stack. So the closing stack is kind of 2 or 3 processes. Number 1, you're going to have 2 tie downs before the price reveal. Then you're going to have the actual price reveal, and then you're going to have 2 tie downs after the price reveal. It's silly, but I used to call this the closing sandwich, because you have 2 tie downs, tie down 1, tie down 2, then a price reveal, and then tie down 1, tie down 2. Now, what are we tying down on? Right. So if I come over here again to the 3 objection types that we have, remember we have 3 priorities of objections. Number 1 is our thing. Do they think that our thing is going to fix their problem? Because if they don't think our thing will fix their problem, it doesn't matter how we objection handle, right? So number 1, we just got to make sure that they believe that our thing is the solution to their problem, right? Above all else, do they think our thing is the best path to solve their problem? From there, I want to then handle logistical objections like time, money, partner, time, and then from there, then I can handle mindset, right? So this is the order of priority. So what the tie down does, it's always focused on making sure they like our thing, because that's the order of priority, is I want to make sure that they love our thing first. So if I tie down, I just pitched and I go, okay, cool. So do you feel like this is what you need to fix your problem and ultimately get your revenue back on track? And then I'm going to have 4 potential outcomes from this. Number 1, yes, absolutely. In which case I'm going to move to tie down 2, right? Or uncertain, like, I mean, it could, maybe, right? So this is before the price reveal. So what I want to do is on these first 2 tie downs, I want to try to handle any objections I can before price reveal. Ideally, I can handle any objections possible before price reveal, because the moment price is on the table, $25K, I've just added 25,000 reasons for them to think about it or say no. So if I can handle any objections in these first 2 tie downs or in the pitch, I want to handle all the objections I can. So my goal of these 2 tie downs is, number 1 is to get them to make sure that they're bought into our thing. And number 2 is to pre-handle any objections before I give them the price. So look, let's walk through a couple scenarios of the 2 tie downs before price reveal. Number 1, okay, tie down 1. I just pitched them. I just showed them our whole entire offer, and then I'm going to be like, okay, oh, this is awesome. What's the price? Well, hey, before we get into price, just to be clear, how do you feel about the strategy we talked about? Do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow and get your revenue back on track? And then we're going to have 4 possible outcomes from this. They're going to say, yes, absolutely, definitely, 100%. Or uncertain, well, maybe, kind of, da-da-da. Or they're going to have a simple question about the program. Yeah, I'm curious about, you said this is 90 days? Yeah, right? So that's going to be a simple question. Or they're going to have objection about the program. Like this could be, hey, this sounds like the last thing I tried, right? So we're going to have 4 possible outcomes from this, and here's how to handle them all. So let's go through for continuity's sake and do this. Okay, so number one. Hey, so do you feel like this is the strategy you need to fix your lead flow and get your revenue back up? Yeah, no, I definitely do. Certainty. Okay, cool. Well, hey, just to be clear, on our side, this is a home run. We'll knock it out of the park for you. However, for 100% in, you're only 60% in, like you're half and half out. Like you won't get results, which means I wouldn't even want to invite you in and take your money, because if you do come in, I need to know you're going to get results. Makes sense? Oh yeah, no, totally. That makes sense to me. Cool. So just to be clear, where you're on the strategy we discussed, where would you be 1 to 10? 1 being this would never work, and 10 being, yeah, this is what I need. Where would you be at? And there's possible outcomes from this. 1 to 10, or 10, 7 to 8, 7, 8, or 9, or 6 or below. Here's the different outcomes of how to handle this. So let's kind of walk through this in practice. So the first tie down outcome is going to be yes. Then I'm going to just move right into tie down 2. If uncertain, then you're going to kind of call them out like, oh, like you don't seem very certain. Most of the laugh. Then I'm going to handle objection. Tie down 1 again. Like so, what I'll do here is I'm going to handle any uncertainty. Yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. It sounds like this thing or this thing, da-da-da. And I'll go through and I'll kind of have a conversation. Maybe it's like, it sounds like the last thing I tried, aka an objection about the program. Like, oh, hey, thanks for bringing that up. Just to clarify, when you say this, when you say this looks like the last thing you tried, what do you mean? Oh, well, they say the same thing about this, that, and the other. Oh, so you're saying it looks like the same thing you tried before? Yeah, well, kind of. I mean, a little bit. Oh, well, tell me more about what you tried before. Oh, I tried this, and the targeting was, they use Sales Navigator targeting. Oh, I see. Well, so they're only relying on Sales Navigator targeting. Yeah, this, that, and the other. What else? Oh, okay. I see. So I see how this may appear similar because we're using some of the same language, because, we do use some Sales Navigator for targeting, but it sounds like what you got was just kind of a generic, hey, we're going to, look up some titles and industries on LinkedIn and see if they're a good fit. But what you needed was data on who's actually buying and responding to offers like yours right now. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah. Well, gotcha. And if you had the data on who's buying and responding to offers like yours right now, how would that have helped you? Oh, it helped me like this and then the other. Gotcha. So that's exactly why we're very focused on having the right data of who's buying and responding. Now, knowing that you're going to have the right data, how do you feel at this, do you feel like this strategy, I'm going to tie it down again, right? So knowing that is what we do is with the data, do you feel like this strategy would fix your problem, fix your lead flow, and help you get your revenue up to 100K a month? Yeah, for sure. Okay. So just to be clear, this is a home run on our side. We'll knock it out of the park, yada, yada, yada. You see, so the different ways this navigates is I want to make sure I do a first tie down, and I actually want to hear, if I hear uncertainty, I want to call it out. If it's a definite yes, then I move to tie down. If it's uncertain, a simple call out, you don't sound very certain, say it kind of light with like humor, handle any uncertainty, and then go for tie down again, right? If there's simple questions about the program, super concise answers. Hey, okay, and so I get a client success manager that's like one-on-one for 90 days? Correct. Yeah. Any other questions about that? Yeah, cool. I mean, so how do you feel about the program? Do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow and get up to 100K a month? Okay, cool. Well, just to be clear, it's a home run on our side. So you see what I'm doing? I actually, if I get uncertainty, if I get questions about the program, I want to handle those. I don't want to rush through this. I want to handle those because remember, if we can handle them here, it's so much easier than handling it. Once the 25K is on the table, it's a lot harder to handle it. So just get comfortable, practice through your tie downs and the different outcomes that it could possibly be, right? It's very, very simple. They're either 100% in, like, oh yeah, definitely, this is it. And you tie them a second time, or they have some, other questions about the program. They're uncertain. They have some objections, and we just want to handle those. It's super easy to do here. Okay. So that's tie down 1, moving into tie down 2. Once we have tie down 1, maybe we handled some objections, maybe we answered some questions, or maybe they gave it to us easy. Oh yeah, that's totally what I want to do. When I go to tie down 2, this is a little higher commitment. I always like to be confident, like, oh, it's a home run on our side. We'll knock it out of the park. But if you're like only half in, half out, you're not going to get results, which means I wouldn't want to invite you in and take your money. Because if you come in, I need to know you're going to get results. Makes sense? You can see the scripting I used here is it shows that we're in their corner and we're not just trying to close or sign up anybody. So it gives a reason why we're asking this question. So it doesn't just sound like another, like a lot of people know the sales scale of 1 to how are you at on this 1 to 10? This gives a really good reason. So making sure to nail this properly is going to lower sales resistance. And anytime you're going to ask a question that's maybe harder to ask, or this is an easy question to ask, by the way, but for whatever where you may get more sales resistance, if you just simply give a good reason why you're asking, then it's like really easy to get compliance on stuff like this. So let's just run this. If I run this and I give it a scale of 1 to 10, right, there's going to be a few possible outcomes. I get a 10, or I get a 7, 8, or 9, or I get a 6 or below, or I get an objection about the program. And you can see we actually use the exact same script that we used up here. Objection about the program. So you can start to see there's going to be a lot of patterns that repeat. So outcome, if they're like, if I'm like, yeah, so I know where you're at on the strategy we discussed, where would you be 1 and 10, 1 being this would never work, and 10 being like, yeah, this is what I need. Where would you be? Oh, I'm a 10. Oh, gotcha. So feel like this is exactly what you need. Oh yeah, gotcha. Tell me, why do you feel like this is exactly what you need? I want to get them to tell me and sell me, right? Because why is this going to be important? Because when I go into objection handling, if they give me, I want to think about it, right? If I just reveal price and they're like, yeah, it's exactly what I want to do. And they go, well, I just want 48 hours to think about it. I need some, if I'm going to call them out, like if they told me they totally want to do this and then I reveal price and they want to think about it, I need information to hold them accountable here, right? Hey, you just told me this was a 10 out of 10 because, and I'm going to insert the information they gave me up here during tie down 2. So it's very important when they tell you a number, you ask them like, oh, what does that mean to you? Gotcha. Why do you feel like this would work for you? Because I want to get them to tell me and sell me why this is a good fit, why this would work for them, you see, and then I can hold them accountable to their highest selves. And that's all objection handling is just holding people accountable to what they told you they said they wanted, like holding them accountable to their highest self. Cool. All right. 1 in 10 alignment, I'm going to get a 10, which is, oh, feel like this is exactly what you need. Why do you feel like this is what you need? And then I can move into final temp check. Cool. So you feel good about this? Any other questions? Great. What's the next step? The next step is we're going to take care of the investment with me. We'll get you logged into our portal, schedule your call, your first call, so you can start getting your lead flow and your revenue up. Sounds good? Yeah, sounds great. Cool. And if to fix your problem, get your lead flow is a one-time investment of $25K, and then I could do some bonuses if I want here. But like you see how that kind of flows. So let's go through the tie down 1 and 2 again. Tie down 1, feel like this is what you need? Yeah, absolutely. Or if they bring anything else up, I want to make sure I handle any objections and then get them tied down. So ultimately, I might have to go through a couple different question answers here, but I always want to get that cool. I mean, given what we just said, do you feel like this is what you need? Absolutely. Okay, to be clear, scale of 1 to 10. Oh, this would be a good 7 or 8. Huh, 8's really high. Well, I mean, what does 8 mean to you? Well, I mean, it means this, this, I think it would do this for me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, cool. And what else, if anything, is keeping you from being 100% that this would fix your lead flow, right? So I want to get them to tell me, what does 8 mean to you? Tell me and sell me. And then I want to potentially flush any other objection. And this word is really, this little phrase right here is super important. Because I've been on calls where I didn't ask if anything. I'm like, what's keeping you, what else is keeping you from being 100%? And they're like, well, let me think about it. And they kind of came up with objections. This little if anything right here kind of keeps them from thinking up new objections. It's like, what else? I mean, if anything at all, is keeping you from being 100% this would feature. Oh, no, nothing. No, I just, got to do it. Cool. So you feel good about this? Yeah. Any other questions? No. Great. Well, the next step is we're going to take care of the investments. From there, I'll get you logged into your portal, schedule your first call so we can get your lead flow up and get you on the journey to get a $100K a month. Sound good? Yeah, sounds awesome. Well, what's the price in that? Well, yeah, to fix your lead flow and get your revenue up, a one-time investment of $25K. And if you sign up in this call, I'm also going to throw in blank. Okay, cool. Yeah, just give me 48 hours to think about it, right? We're going to go into tie down, the double tie downs after price reveal. So let's go just get really good at going through the different tie downs here, right? It's pretty simple. Once you get used to it, based off of what they say, if it's a 6 below, 60% chance, I'm going to kind of like ask them to be brutally honest with me. Oh, 60% chance you come in and fix your lead flow and get to 100K a month. It's not bad, but you know, I really appreciate you being honest with me. Like, not here to BS. I mean, can you be brutally honest with me? Like, what in your mind is keeping you from being like an 8, 9, or 10? Oh, okay. Ah, okay, cool. Thanks. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, thanks for bringing that up. To clarify, when you say blank, what do you mean? Oh, I see. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to handle that objection. Which, quick reminder, if you want access to any of the resources that you see me going over in this video, the scripts, the diagrams, any of that stuff, I'm giving out the entire course, all the scripts, everything for free. So go down to the description to get access to all of the resources. Now, here's the one ask that I do have for you. If you're getting value from this course, from this video, the only thing that I'll ever ask you for is that you share it with somebody else that you feel like could level up their skills as a closer by having these tools and the resources. It could be another high-ticket closer. It could be an entrepreneur selling their own services. It could be a sales manager managing a team of remote closers. Whoever it would be, if you're getting value from these trainings and from this course, the only thing I ask is that you just share it. Let's jump back into the training. You may have to here, I just put this in here. So you might have to handle some questions, same as tie down 1. Once you have it handled, then you always want to re-temp check them. Hey, now knowing that, how would you rate this on a 1 and 10, right? Oh, I'd give it an 8. The repeat. Well, that's 8. So what does 8 mean to you? Well, it means this, that, and the other. Okay, so what else, if anything, is keeping you from 100%? You see, so we're really wanting to make sure they're bought into our thing, and we can handle any uncertainty, any doubts, any objections about the program before price reveal. So much easier. Don't rush through this. Don't be in a hurry to get through this. Okay, cool. Now, if they have objections about the program, or this sounds like the last thing I tried, right? You're going to go through the same sequence, clarify, create a contrast, and you always re-temp check. So 6 or below, objection about program. This is pretty similar training to what I just did there. Let's see. Kind of tweak this a little bit here, so because there could be a couple different objections you face about the program, so you're just gonna have it just kind of honest conversation, clarify with them. Oh, when you say blank, what does that mean to you? Oh, this sounds like the last thing you tried, or whatever it could be. I want to kind of handle that if I can here, right? Or it's like sometimes they're just like, dude, I got burned. Honestly, like it looks perfect. It's exactly what I need, but so did the last program I tried, and it's like I got burned before, right? And you can use kind of the scripting up here. Oh, when you say it looks like the last thing and you got burned before, what do you mean? Oh, okay, the last thing you tried said this and they didn't deliver. Oh, tell me more about what you tried before, right? So you practice this through a handful of loops in like a different possible ways this can go. When you get really good at pitching most of the time, you're going to be like an 8, 9, or 10. You're not going to really get a 6, but you do want to listen for subtle like uncertainties or objections because they're easy to handle here versus after price. Okay, so back to this. We've already pitched. We've tied them down once. We've got them. Yeah, this is exactly what I need. We've gone through the tie down 2. Maybe we finally got them to get to like an 8 or a 9, and they're like, man, this is because it looks like what I need. You guys have great testimonies, and the process just looks great. Cool. So you're feeling good about this? Yeah, for sure. Any other questions? No. I mean, I guess what's the price? Well, I mean, the next step is you're going to take care of the investment with me. I'll get you logged in your portal. Then we'll schedule our first onboarding call so we can start fixing your lead flow and get you on your path to 100K months. Sound good? What's the price? Well, to fix your lead flow and get you up to those 100K months is a one-time investment of $25K. Plus, if you sign up on this call, I can include our full sales coaching package, which is a $15K value, which if you use our sales coaching package, that also qualifies you for a 90-day ROI guarantee. Then we're going to have outcomes from here. They say anything that's not an objection, I'm going to go right for this. One-time investment of $25K. Okay, $25K. Yep, feel good? Yeah, ready to fix your lead flow? Yeah. What's your billing address? It's 2400 25K Piff Lane or whatever, right? So anything that's not an objection or they don't speak for 5 seconds, I'm just going to do a closing script. Okay. Or you're going to have an objection. Well, I got to run this by my partner, or objection that's not a partner. I got to think about it, not the way I make decisions. Whatever that would be, I just be like, hey, no worries. No worries. Not the way you make decisions. Totally fine. Just for clarity, like if we pretend I'm going to assume money's out of the picture, like how do you feel about the strategy? Do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow and get to those 100K months, right? I'm always going to assume if they did not say partner, I always just assume money, right? If the only other time that I don't assume money is if they say partner. Right. So if it's partner, hey, no worries, totally fine. Just for clarity, besides talking to your partner, do you feel like how do you feel about the strategy? Do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow and get it to 100K months? Okay. So let's go back to this. So we've double tied down. They're bought in. They've given us let's just give it an 8 out of 10. It looks like everything they need. They can't give it a higher rating until they actually do it and try it. So we got them super bought in. The price reveal, simple way to do this, not to get too complex, is just, hey, fixed problem and get to goals, one-time investment of 25K. If you have bonuses or guarantees, I would add them right after. And so it could be like one-time investment of 25K. And if you sign up in this call, you also get our sales coaching program, which is a 15K value, which if you get this coaching program, that also qualifies you for a 90-day double ROI guarantee. So if you're newer, I wouldn't overthink this. If your bonuses have to make a lot of sense, but if you have a big fat bonuses, this is where I put them in there. So for the sake of this training, I'm not going to do the bonuses. I'm going to start practicing like I just did the price drop, right? So I'm going to remove these just for the sake of this training for now. Okay, cool. All right, so to fix your lead flow and get you up to 100K months, one-time investment of 25K. Outcomes is going to be they don't say anything or they don't speak for 5 seconds. I'm just going to go to my closing script. Feel good, ready to fix your lead flow. What's your billing address? Super smooth. Or they bring up any objection. I need to think about it. 24 hours. That's a lot of money. Whatever thing. I'm just going to always assume funny. I'm going to assume funny. I'm going to assume money. If they bring up partner, I can go to option 2, which is partner. Yeah, totally, no worries. This is the only time I'm going to bring up, I'm not going to assume money, is if they bring up partner. Or if they ask about a guarantee or a payment plan, I want to just clarify why they asked and then double tie down. So let me walk you through this. If they're like, yeah, no, cool, just give me 24 hours to think about it. Yeah, totally, no worries. Pretend the investment's out of the picture. How do you feel about the process? Do you feel like it'll fix your lead flow and get you to goal? And we'll talk about the outcomes of this. If they bring up partner, hey, no worries. Besides talking to your partner, how do you feel about the strategy? You think it could fix your lead flow? Gotcha. Okay, cool. Or if they're like, yeah, one-time investment of 25K, and they go, okay, and is there payment options on that? Or, hey, is there a guarantee on that? I could say, hey, we could definitely talk about that. Curious, is there a reason why you're asking? Oh, I just, I know some of the other companies, they offer some kind of guarantee. Oh, I see. Hey, we can definitely talk about that. What's most important is guarantee aside. And do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow and get to 100K months? Right. So I want to acknowledge what they said. I want to clarify why they asked and say, hey, totally, we can definitely talk about that. Promise to talk about it, but then just say, hey, what's most important is, do you even like the strategy? Because remember, if we're looking at the order of priority, number one, I want to make sure they're tied back down on our thing before we handle partner, before we handle logistics, before we handle money. Our mindset. I always want to just make sure they're bought into our thing. Hey, guarantee aside, you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow. Yeah, definitely. Right. Okay. So price has been revealed. We kind of see the 3 outcomes from that. Now, after we've done a first tie down, there's really only 4 outcomes that can come from this first tie down. Number 1, I'm like, do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow? Yeah, it could. Do you feel like this is what you need to fix your lead flow? Yeah, I think so. Like, that's not confident, right? That's uncertain. There's like a lack of confidence. There's a lot of doubt there. So any tonality, any language that's like not totally certain, I'm going to move to a call out, which you can see over here, full call out, right? Okay, hey, it could. You don't sound very certain, and I'm going to call them out. We'll go to this in a second, right? Or they're going to say, well, yeah, this is great, but I just got to talk to my partner, got to talk to my wife or whatever, in which case we can run partner objection, right? Okay, cool. No worries. Don't want to, split your business up, right? Or they're going to mention money. Like, yeah, dude, I love this. It's just money. And then I can double tie down with money and going for the money objection. Gotcha. To be clear, if we could find a way to make this work, you're 100% ready to go. Or is there anything else we need to discuss, right? Or they are like, they are totally certain, but they don't mention anything. It's like, yeah, no, dude, totally what I want to do. But they don't mention money. They don't mention partner, but they're totally certain. I'm going to assume money a second time with the goal of getting them to tell me that, yes, this is money, or no, it's something else, right? So I just gave them the price reveal. Hey, one-time investment of $25K. Let's just say, I got them like, yeah, this is exactly what I need, but they don't mention partner, they don't mention money. I'm going to assume money. Oh, okay. So just so I've got this right, you're all set to do this. Meaning you're 100% in. For you, it's just about figuring out the finances. And so you see how we're starting to isolate. So if they say yes, then I run the full money script. If they're like, maybe. If they're uncertain on tie down 1 or tie down 2, you can see this is tie down 1. If they're uncertain, I do a full call out. If tie down 2, they're uncertain, I do a full call. Let me put this up here so it looks congruent. You see, if they're uncertain on tie down 1 or tie down 2, I do a full call out. And we'll talk about that, the call out here in a second. If they are like, no, you're exactly right. This is just a money thing. I can click here to run to the money, or I can also just, click over here on the side, right? And I can run the money script. If they bring up partner here, like let's just say I tied them down. Remember, I tie them down on the first one. They don't bring up partner. And I just assume money. I'm like, okay, like if money were out of the picture, are you like this? Think it works? Yeah, definitely, totally. Oh, I see. So just so I have this right, like you're all set to do this, meaning you're 100% in. You just got to figure out the money. Oh no, man, the money's good. I just got to make sure I run this by my partner. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna run partner, right? No worries. I don't want to split you and your partnership up. So just to clarify, if your partner was on board, are you 100% ready to go? Right? You see, so I have pretty clear, this is how I isolate what the real objection is. Now, you might handle the real objection and find out that it was still a smokescreen. You might have to use the closing diagram you might handle our thing, they love the thing, we handle partner, we handle money, we go down to like, it's just risk or fear. And then in fear and risk, we find out that their fear and risk is because our thing sounds like the last thing they tried. We handle that. And then we find out money's a thing. So this allows you to kind of go back and forth a lot of ways. So just be aware of that. Sometimes when you handle one thing, you might not have fully handled it, even if you did a great job. Okay. So for clarity, we did the pitch, we tied him down once, handled any uncertainty, any objections, tied him down a second time, got him to tell us, what an 8 means to them, what else, if anything's keeping them from 100%. If we had to handle any objections, we re-temp checked them. Hey, now, knowing what you know now that I just told you, you gave it a 7 before, where would you give this now? Oh, an 8 or a 9? Oh, what would an 8 or a 9 mean to you? Oh, okay, what else, if anything's keeping you from 100%? Oh, you just have to try it? Okay, well, what's next? Okay, cool. Well, the price is one-time investment of $25K, right? So the next step is we're going to take care of the investment, $25K, blah, blah, blah. Tie down 1, right? We have the tie down 1. We've tied down a second time, and this is what isolates the objection. So this is kind of be your magical, like once you can really understand this and how to use the outcomes, it's going to really help you handle the right objection. Now, the final thing I'm going to walk you through is the full call out script, because this is kind of part of the tie down. It's part of your first objection handling scripts, but I would kind of consider this part of the closing stack. So let's just say during tie down 1 or 2, up before the price reveal, a call out's going to be like simple call out, right? If they're uncertain, simple call. Hey, it could. Hey, you don't sound very certain. Oh, well, this, that, and the other. Oh, well, tell me about that. Okay, like we're going to call them out, but it's more of a light, humorous type call out. Once I've got them telling me they're a 9 out of 10, they love this, they've told me, they sold me exactly what I need. Now, when I ask them after this, they're like, I need 48 hours thinking. I'm like, cool. Well, besides, money, do you feel like this is what you need? Well, maybe. I'm like, dude, you just told me 2 minutes ago this is exactly what you needed for like 10 reasons. Now you're like maybe. So that's going to be a full call out. And that call can happen either on tie down 1 if they're uncertain on tie down 1, or if they're uncertain on tie down 2. And so what this looks like is if I'm like, okay, well, hey, I mean, just to be clear, like you're all set to do this meeting, you're 100% in, it's just a matter of working out the finances. I mean, man, on paper, it looks good. On paper, I'm going to call them out. On paper, yeah, well, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, what's going on there, man? Oh, well, I tried this and I got burned before and blah, blah. Oh, really? Huh. Gotcha. Well, hey, man, thanks for sharing that with me. It means a lot that you're willing to be open. Now, is it cool if I'm open with you? Yeah, go ahead. I mean, so earlier on the call, you told me if you don't fix your lead flow, I mean, you're going to have to start laying off employees in the next 6 months, and you might even have to just close the business altogether. And now we have a solution on the table to fix your lead flow. You gave it a 9 out of 10. You said the strategy makes sense. You like the data we have. You saw all of our testimonies. You said it was exactly what you needed. Now, just a few minutes later, it sounds like you're nowhere as near certain about the strategy. So can you be honest with me? Like, what's coming up? Now we're going to get 3 outcomes from the call out. It is very powerful. Call out is very powerful. Well, number 1, they're going to use to bring up the real objection, which we can navigate over on here. Well, it's just a lot of money. Well, my partner's like, if you do this again and it doesn't work or burn, right, I have all these objections I can handle over here. Or if they seem just nervous, like, oh man, I'm just nervous. Or if they just seem nervous, I can run a nervous script. Or if they're like, well, it's just so much risk. I feel like I'm putting all the risk and there's no risk on you. I can run a risk script, right? So that's the 3. The nice thing about this is when you run a closing stack, you can see before price reveal, you're really tying down, making sure they like this thing. I want to get them to tell me and sell me. I want to handle any objections I can before price. Very calm, very conversational. I reveal price. I assume they're going to want to think about it. I assume that they're going to be a little scared. And so I calmly can tie them down again based off of what their objection was, and I can get them. Then I can if I can either know the objection because they told me what their it was partner, or I can just assume money, or if when I go to tie that down, they now all of a sudden when they were just bought in, now they seem uncertain, I can call them out, right? And then now when I call them out, that helps me to further isolate the problem. And if it's really just for them, they're all in. They're like, yeah, I mean, I was all in. It's just, man, now that 25K is on the table, I have the money, but it's just, it's just a lot of risk. Just a lot of risk. Gotcha. So did you feel like it's a risk? Okay. Totally normal to feel that way. According to what you told me before, you burned 3 times. So 100% of your experiences, you've been burned. Cure, and so I can run this script. So there you go. This is the closing stack. The full call out is kind of part of the first scripts, but I would consider the call out part of the closing stack because that's like that final piece that really allows you to isolate it if there's some uncertainty after the price reveal. All right, cool. So that's how to isolate and handle any objection you run into. It works incredibly well. Now in the next video, I'm going to do a 45-minute masterclass on objection handling from top to bottom, literally putting it all together, as well as give you the master document. So you'll have a master document you can have on your calls to click and handle any objection whatsoever. So that resource is going to be on the end of this video that you can click the link on, or it's going to be in the description down below.